I have a very, very important development in the case of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am sure this is the kind of news all of us, all the lovers of freedom, all the lovers of justice has been waiting for. This is what all the freedom fighters has been waiting for. And I can tell you from the news we just got, this news just broke a few minutes ago, freedom is very, very close. Because Maazi Nnamdi Kanu has just won a court case. I will give you all the details. In fact, not only did he win this court case, he was granted 120 million when converted to Naira compensation for all the discomfort that he faced. Okay, let me give you the information here in Noble Media. Of course, you already know that here in our channel, our goal is to give you important information, the news as it is breaking, news that you need to know within the East, within Nigeria, and also across the world. Okay, so let me give you the news. Just let's look at an important news. You need to get exactly what happened. Okay, breaking. This is a breaking news. A Kenyan court declares Nnamdi Kanu's abduction and rendition to Nigeria illegal, awards 1.2 million naira in damages. Of course, you know Kenya has a hand in the way Maazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought into Nigeria, considering the fact that Maazi Kanu is not only a Nigerian citizen, he is also a British citizen. Okay, now let's look at this. The court also awarded Kanu 10 million Kenyan shillings in compensatory damages against the Kenyan government for its role in the unlawful abduction and rendition. Now let's look at the main information. A high court in Nairobi, Kenya has ruled that the abduction and detention of the indigenous people of Biafra leader Maazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya and his subsequent rendition to that is, when we say rendition, we mean he's bringing him down here to Nigeria in June 2021 were unlawful and illegal. You know, IPOB in their good way has kept pursuing this case. That's why I kept telling you, if you want Nnamdi Kanu to be free, you also need to be praying for IPOB, a more powerful and his team. Delivering the judgment, Justice E.C. Nweta held that the action of both the Kenyan and Nigerian government amounted to gross violation of Kanu's fundamental human rights as protected by their respective constitution. He is saying that if you come to the constitution of Kenya, Kanu's right was violated. If you also come to the constitution of Nigeria, even though most times these constitutions are not followed, Kanu's right was also violated. The court also awarded Kanu 10 million Kenyan shillings in compensatory damages against the Kenyan government for its role in the unlawful abduction and rendition of Maazi Kanu. Look at what the justice said. Having considered the pleading and argument by parties, the decision relied on the constitution and the law. I come to the following conclusion. This is the judge. After everything brought before him, please, let's look at what the judge said. In Kenya, number one, first, the government of Kenya violated the constitution and Mr. Nnamdi Kanu's rights and fundamental freedom. They violated Kenyan constitution and they violated the fundamental human right of Mr. Kanu. Having entered Kenya lawfully, he was subject to the protection offered by the Constitution of Kenya 2010, and the government of Kenya had an obligation to uphold and protect his rights and fundamental freedom. It was Sahara Reporters that first broke this news. Mr. Nnamdi was, however, abducted, kept in solitude confinement, tortured, and denied food and medication, a breach of basic rights. This is what the judge is saying. He was chained humiliated, ridiculed, and held in contempt, and later forcibly removed from Kenya without following the law in violation of its rights and fundamental freedom, for which the government of Kenya is liable. Based on the above conclusion, this is what Sahara Reporter, this is the news that Sahara Reporter just gave us recently. Based on the above conclusions, the court makes the following declaration and orders it considered appropriate. 1. A declaration is hereby issued that the abduction of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, holding him in incommunicado confinement, torturing him and denying him food, water, medication, and other basic necessities, was a violation of his rights and fundamental freedom. I hope our own justices in Nigeria will pay attention to this. A declaration is hereby issued that the abduction and subsequent forcible removal of Mr. Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria was in violation of the laws of Kenya. His rights and fundamental freedom, including freedom of movement and security of the person guaranteed by the Constitution of Kenya 2010, and therefore unconstitutional and illegal. An order for compensation, pay attention, this one is where it is interesting. An order for compensation is hereby issued awarding Mr. Nnamdi Kanu general damages of 10 million Kenyan shillings. When you convert it to Naira, it is about 119,546,576 Naira 79 kobo. When you now approximate it, you get an approximate of 120 million in Naira against the Attorney General of Kenya on behalf of the government of Kenya for the violation of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu's constitutional rights and fundamental freedom. Please tell me what you think about this. How do you feel about this very news? How does it make you feel? I also want to, at this moment, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention down here in Nigeria, okay? So if you want him to be free, please rush to the comment section and type free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want it to trend. We have been urging a lot of our people to trend it, especially now that Nnamdi Kanu's case will be coming up next month by 18th. Let everybody, please, urge every member, everybody that listens to you, let them come to the comment of this video and type free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, hashtag free Maazi. We want to get as much as 1,000 hashtag free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even if you have typed it before, please come under this comment of this particular video. The more you type it, the more the Nigerian government and our lawyers will have the higher chance of seeing it, and the international community, because the right thing must be done. I tell you, subscribe to our YouTube channel. One of the reasons is that in this channel, we must keep standing for the truth. And it's not just because of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. Whether it happens to somebody in Kenya, whether it happens to anybody in Ghana, whether it happens to a Yoruba person and a Ndi Igbo, whether it happens to a Hausa person, as far as the person is treated unjustly, as far as the person is humiliated, whether it happens to a good Fulani person, whether it happens to a good Fulani person, a good Hausa person, a good Igbo person, a good Kenyan person, as far as the person is a human being, here in this channel, Noble Media, we must stand for the person and we must keep pushing out the information, because information and knowledge is power. Please come under the comment of this video and type free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, hashtag free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, and feel free also, please, to like this video and join. Click on subscribe now, hit subscribe button, and let's continue. Meanwhile, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has held the judgment as a landmark victory, saying it vindicates the group's long-standing position since what is described as the sham and farcical trial of its leader in Nigeria. A statement signed by the IPOB spokesperson Imapafu read, "The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, wishes to formally announce a resounding judicial earthquake that has shaken the legal foundation of the fraudulent rendition of our leader, Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. In a historic, courageous, I hope some people want to clap, and landmark judgment delivered in June 24th, June 24, 2025, the High Court of Kenya, sitting in Nairobi, found that the abduction, incommunicado detention, and torture and illegal transfer of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria in June 2021 was unlawful, unconstitutional, and a gross violation of his fundamental human rights under Kenyan and international law. I hope you are following. This judgment vindicates our consistent position that what transpired in Nairobi in June 2021 was not extradition but extraordinary rendition, a criminal act of state-sponsored international terrorism involving the highest authorities of the Nigerian and Kenyan governments. We are grateful beyond measure to the brilliant legal leadership of Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, lead counsel of the Kenyan litigation, whose courage, clarity, and tenacity led to this monumental legal victory. IPOB also extend heartfelt appreciation to the Kenyan judiciary, especially Honorable Justice E.C. Mwita, who stood tall against ferocious political interferences and international diplomatic pressure to deliver a fearless judgment grounded in law, morality, and constitutional justice. We know and now the world must acknowledge that Maazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime in Kenya. He entered Kenya lawfully as a British citizen. Remember to everybody, let us trend it under the comment of this video. Even if you have done it before, let us type #free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, #free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was abducted in broad daylight at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport by agents of Nigerian secret police in collusion with rogue elements of the Kenyan security apparatus. He was chained, tortured, denied medication, and eventually bundled into a private jet and flown illegally to Abuja without any extradition hearing or judicial warrant. You know, countries need to follow due process. There is a way of doing things. There is a way of conducting elections. There is a way of arresting people. There is a way courts should go. There is a way of counting votes. There is a way of even if somebody commits a crime, there is a way to approach it. People, what we see is, things just happen as if we are in an animal farm. Things just happen anywhere they want to happen. This verdict, this is what IPOB is still saying, this verdict places a permanent and indelible legal stain on the record of former President Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya, Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, and former Attorney General Abubakar Malami and their accomplices. It also exposes the criminal lobbying mission embarked upon by Nigerian leaders from Buhari, Osibanjo to Tinubu and Shetima, all of whom tried and failed to manipulate Kenya's judiciary to cover up this internationally condemned act of extraordinary rendition. Let us keep trending free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu everywhere, especially under the comments of this video. Let it be known, everybody declare your stand. If you want Maazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free, type free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu in the comment. If you don't want him to be free, you can also tell us why he should not be free. Give us good reason and we will look at it. Let it be known that this is not the end. This is the beginning of a global accountability campaign. All those responsible in Kenya, Nigeria, and elsewhere shall be pursued to the ends of the earth under the universal principles of accountability for crimes against humanity. Neither British diplomatic complicity nor cowardly silence from Western powers will shield the perpetrators from the legal, diplomatic, and moral reckoning that is coming. They are saying that anybody whose hand is in the detention of Kanu will face the wrath of law, both from the legal aspect and from God. To Justice E.C. Mwita, we say thank you for your judicial bravery. To Professor P.L.O. Lumumba and his team, we salute your exceptional advocacy. To the oppressed people of the world, this is your victory. Okay? This is your victory for everybody. A warning to tyrants that international borders will no longer shield criminal regime from justice, the statement added. So, the victory. This is a step in the right direction. How do you feel about this? Feel free to talk to us here in Noble Media. We take all your comments, your reactions into cognition, we note it. If there is any video or any area we have not touched, anything happening across the world, whether in Nigeria or in your own region, or somebody that is being held illegally, you want us to touch light and talk about, also feel free to tell us in the comment section, because the truth must always be said, and that is our goal here in Noble Media. Feel free, if you have not commented free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, let's do it now. Please invite as many of your friends to watch this video so that they can also comment free Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. Like this video and share this video. Click on share. Copy the link of this video, share it here on YouTube, share it on WhatsApp, share it everywhere on Facebook, share it on your groups, to your fans, to your friends, to your colleagues. And finally, don't fail to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Noble Media. When you subscribe, please tell me in the comment that you have subscribed. Don't fail to subscribe right now. There is an important video on the screen. There's an important video I'm leaving for you on the screen. Click on it now and watch.